morning and happy Saturday morning. Hello, Divine Sunshiners. Just coming in and just dropping in to see how you all doing. A couple of things have came in. I had one of my line sister give me a kind of inspiration of a message for today, which is again the isolation and not feeling bad about being isolated. And this is pretty much where I am right now. I'm kind of picking and choosing who people I want to come in and who people that I don't. I love the message that she did send to me about saying that again, that the reason why you're doing it is to make sure that I'm not picking the same people over again. That is coming in different actors, but same characters, as I call it. I've always said that. And so, again, what's happening is not personal on the channel, but I think all of us is kind of like doing that, and that's why we're not. It's some things of learning of value and understanding, and also they came to me of understanding of knowing that, coming to the point of saying, if I have gotten everything wrong, that it's okay to understand that some of us are fearful, that came to me this morning, of being wrong. That maybe the situation of the person that we eat with or thought was the one is the wrong one, and then finding out that maybe what I had been suspicious of is truly it. Really truly trying to get to a point of us, really, for me, I know on this journey, of really knowing what the heart truly wants, not with the extra layering of the other people, what mom wants, family wants, society wants, the job wants, but knowing who I am. A lot of people that I know that's in my circles is really just really exploring and finding out self at this point. And so some messages had came to me also as well with the divine masculine energies. You're leveling up, and we're finding that kind of spiraling where there's this distance or this separation. And really, truly, if you've been rocking with me since beginning of this journey and on this channel, really, truly coming to a point of understanding that this separation, or you taking the reins and showing me like reindeers, like Christmas, taking the reins and really guiding your own sleigh of gifts of what you want to give to the world, or where you want to drop off your gifts, is it. Understanding that your presence is actually a present to others, and that really understanding that the thing that came to me about the temple path, and understanding that your heart is your temple, and that we have to be more vigilant as to who and whose we are allowing or into our temple. So this is pretty much the message that I wanted to kind of bring to you, of understanding that, again, we're being asked to guide, to guard our actually temple of our heart at this point, and really watch and choose what we're allowing in, whether it's a person, place, or thing that's going on. Because where we are, this 2023 is really one of being free, really one of destiny, and really truly learning just how to be. And I think now for some of us that might be in that point where it's that not that much contact, or there is a little bit of communications or whatever, really truly understanding that I got a new saying now, is less of the understanding of saying release, and when you're understanding that other person is actually you, and just you're sharing the same energy field, but they're just different body or expression. That I feel now where I am on this journey, it's better to say I'm just going to let them be, rather than say I released them. Something about that is like letting go. It kind of opens up the door for failure. It opens up the door for a lot of questioning. And it feels like, again, it goes back to that energy of like cutting cords, which we know on that energetically, how can I cut my arm off? It's still going to be a part of my arm. It's still me. So coming from that kind of standpoint of saying, I'm just going to let you be, which means I am letting you find or be in the flow as to who it is that you want to express and sing. We have to also on this journey understand that when that happens and we're letting them be, we are letting them find their ways to be their best version of themselves. And it's nothing that says you did something wrong or they did something wrong. You have days like that, and I know they said we're in this Neptunian energy right now, which is really going to bring up all this stuff like it's I'm at fault or you at fault. Don't don't bring up his name or her name. Those feelings are going to come up. Those feelings are going to come up because like today something happened and then I was like, okay, I'm trying to let things be. But at the same time, it's like it's going to come up. It's going to come up, and know that some of those energies is not you. Some of those energies is coming from the other person. Some of those energies are coming from you, and it's up in the depth. And again, they're saying that we're getting to that Erykah Badu's phase right now. In order for us to really have that freedom and what we want, in order to be free, we've got to get into a more of a lighter energy. And this is where we are now on this part of the journey or the process. Those of you all that find this video and are listening, that is asking for us, I feel like we got to release. Some of it's just like, it's just right here. It's that last releasing of something right there that to me is like, again, what you're not vocalizing. It's in that throat chakra. It's stuck right there. As well. And so we're getting to the point of releasing that, understanding our value, what things, again, that, hey, if you're not reflecting back to me the same energy that I'm putting in, we're at the point now, it's like we said, we have grown, we spiritually grown now, that it's like I don't feel like even resonating or even playing with you at this point. It's no more like I tell the kids, no more play. I don't want to play. No, we ain't play with that kind of stuff, and it's a difference. When we first started off this journey, and I would even say with this channel as well, it was a lot of ego. It's like, hey, you don't want to play, I don't want to play. But now we understand when we say that, that's okay. We're right now, I understand, and I see we're not on the same frequency. We're not. You've got to grow. I've got that big divine t-shirt on and I've got to grow into it. You've got to grow into it. And I really should not be judging you as far as how you get there or that you're not there, because there are some issues in which I'm not there in fitting that size divine shirt, and there's some issues in some places in which you're not fitting the divine shirt. It's not for us to say, but we just know, again, it's to grow into it. And if we're not growing into our shirts, a divine size or the divinity that Spirit has for us, that is where then we start to assess, not to judge, because again, like they're saying, when we're saying we're moving into dealing with the emotional body. And I know I was talking to one of my friends in the spiritual community, and she's like, what is that? And they were saying, again, the emotional body is a way in which the pain, and then also in your body, or how you are able to engage with the emotions that's going on there and how it's being housed, and it's helping you to really truly understand who you are in your state of being when you're dealing with the emotional body. And when you're trying to heal the emotional body, it's not about going to a place of judgment, it's in a place of acceptance. And I think a lot of us that's where we are right now when we're talking about the emotionality and what's going on. It's really seeing, okay, I feel it, I resonate, this feeling comes up, where's this coming from, where can I pretty much go back and find where the true source of this is. That's just remind me of, again, of dad abandonment, or mom this way rejection, or whatever. And sometimes they don't even have to come to it. It could come to just a point in which you're finding just in life that it's like, oh, this reminds me when so-and-so happened. And it's about getting rid of those frequencies that are actually keeps on continuously showing up. And Spirit had brought to me this morning too as well, to say, a lot of times when we're talking about in relationships or situations, and you're like, I be damn, why does this keep on happening? Because like I said, I could go and jump into another relationship And I'll find that again, it works out really well at the beginning, and then all of a sudden it kind of morphs back into that same energy of situations. Like, okay, I've been here before, different player, different actor, same situation. However, Spirit brought to me, and I share this with you too as well. They say, you know what you're doing? You're painting. Because and right now I'm having them doing work on my house right now. And they say, what you're doing is this. You know you need to paint the wall. You know that you want to you love the color that you have there. That's like a type of guy or whatever. You can do it with any situation. You know you like this type of situation or person, place, a thing, but you know it's time for you to repaint. It's getting old, it's getting chippy, it's got stains on it, it's got hand marks like it is on my wall in my house. So you know you need to. You like a certain style, you like a certain color, you want it to happen a certain way, you want this certain type or whatever like that in order. So you go and get this paint. You get this paintbrush. Now the paintbrush you had on there still has the old paint that you had last time. So I want to repaint my walls green, but I still went and I had, from the last time I painted, I had brown on my paintbrush. So now I'm going to go and say, okay, and I'm painting. I still take that same paintbrush that had that colored taupe of brown, and I dip it into my new color, which is green that I want to, and then I start painting my wall. I start painting my wall, and I start saying, what the hell are these streaks of brown? Where this coming from? And intermingle with the green. Well, that's because I didn't actually go and clean off the paint. I have not actually gotten rid of all the energies and frequencies that I had from the previous situation or relationship, and I'm still trying to paint stroke it with that. And so now that's why I get streaks of brown and green on this new wall instead of me cleaning it, taking time out. And that's a lot of, that those of you all that painted, you got to take turpentine, or you got to take all this cleaning process. You got to sit there and let it soak. It's a process. And sometimes you're like, I ain't got time. I just want to go here and just paint this wall. I ain't got time for all this cleaning stuff. But in order for you to really get that true color or the true look that you want to, you've got to take time out and to actually clean the paintbrush. And this is where we are right now. Spirit is like, enough on the shortcutting. You've got to actually clean the paintbrush. It's time for you to be able to do that, so that when you do the wall, you see no leftover streaks of other frequencies, which we call now, which would be karma. Now, some of us, again, we're having that again is maybe what you call dark night of the soul, where what we thought was really, truly it. Like, I thought the way I was doing in painting the wall was really actually the way I'm supposed to do that. And sometimes when we don't take the time out in the process to soak the brushes, or to soak ourselves, soak our energies, soak our spirits, and some of us, they are, like I say, a mommy makeover. Yeah, it is time for us to make a makeover. In order, and for that mommy means to, in the divine feminine energies in that being, they've got to break that divine feminine energy down, the spirituality, how you be your essence. And so that's got to be make brand new. It's got to be make over. I can see it, Tina Turner. I want to be made over. So this is where we are, and in order for you to be able to understand that there's something wrong with the paintbrush. It's something wrong with the process that you're using in order to start over again. Some of us been blaming the paint. Well, like somebody told my mom one time, when computers came out, and she's like, it keep on doing it wrong. And the lady said, which I didn't like, but she did say, well, you got to watch it. I say it cleaner. It's not about the computer. It's about the person who's using the computer. You can't blame it. It's an inanimate object. And so that's the same thing with us. We can't blame the paintbrush. We can't even, in some ways, blame the people that come or the situations that come. And they're showing the same things, because it's the energies that we're pouring in, and the frequency and some of the karma of the frequencies and the vibrations that continuously play. Now, I can say that even when I look at the divine, or the divine spark the counterpart or person or the other me when it came in. Yes, I came fresh off of another relationship, and I still had that frequency, not knowing that my thinking, my patterns, thinking about the other person was pouring right on into this new, taking that paintbrush and painting it the same way with the same different colors. And I'm trying to say, ooh, this is a brand new relationship, but it still got streaks of brown and green showing up on my wall. Some of the stuff I can't blame on him. Some of the stuff I have to blame on me, because again, I did come in with that same frequency, and did he not show up and do the same script as the first one? So now it's time to kind of say, go back and call time out, separation, and let me go back and see what's going on. Because even if I go out there, as some of you all might say, well, I'm going to go and try somebody else, I'm tired of it. If you are not ready, and this right now where we are in this game, it's not going to do, Spirit ain't going to do play with you. It's going to show you, I'm going to give you another one, but he going to show up the same way as him at number 1 and number 2 and number 3. Or any kind of situation. Let's not just keep it in relationship, because you can get another job. Job could be getting on your nerves, and you still got that same frequency about how the first job got on your nerves, and you jump into the second job right now, and then you say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get a third one. This ain't working. You take you wherever you go. Like they say, you can't hide from yourself. Everywhere you go, there you are, as Teddy P says. You're still taking yourself there. And I'm not saying that's in all of our areas that we're showing up like that. But for me, it seems like, again, we always talking about that, Kathy, the coffee pot. They're trying to say is one area you're still bringing you. You're still, the coffee pot is going to forever be, because it's the way you're using the coffee pot, the way you certainly brewing the coffee in there. Is always, you either turn on the settings too high, which is always going to leave that burnt mark, and then you be like, I be damn, I already cleaned this coffee pot. Why does it keep on doing in the same area? Well, it's because it's the same process that you're using. And so that's why no matter what you do, that coffee pot is not going to ever get clean. It's always going to be that one little something. Now Spirit is saying, let's take it back, and now let's start looking at the process. What process are you using in order for you to be able to manifest this very thing? Because I think right now where we are now, we're going into 2023, and they're all saying across the board what we see trending wise, this is going to be our year. This is the year of coming anew. We said 2022. 2020 was the vision. 2022 is the number, which means about building. We're building right now. 23 is really about the change. Okay. So again, change 2 and 3, which is me using our intuition, our awareness to really truly get in line with the change that we want to have. So that's it. And then when we get into 2024, it's about the love. It's about really the passion and what we want. So right now, you know, we can't get upset and say, well, the year didn't show up the way we thought it was. Yes, it did, because this year was about building. It's about building you. I like how Steve talked about the bionic man or the bionic woman. We are rebuilding ourselves to be bigger and better and more divinity and more improved, that we don't make the same mistakes, that we don't make the same choices as we did last time. And so this is what the universe is asking us. Just like the wintertime, just like the seasons fall, things was falling the way that did not. Now we're in winter time, things are starting to die. But even in the wintertime, we know that things are growing, processing, even underneath the dirt. And this is where we are. Then after we move into winter, we go into the spring and stuff starts to bloom. So right now what we need to do is to just be able to, again, reap, till again, get processing ready for ourselves inside, internally, so that when it comes time, we will be able to reveal who we are. So I feel like somebody needs to hear this message. Like, again, it's like right now I don't feel, and I think you might be like me if you're on my channel, they're saying, again, you know, like, I really don't feel like talking to nobody. I really feel like isolated. And it is like that. Even with my friends, again, that's where I'm going in. I kind of pick and choose my conversations. I kind of converse with people for a little while, and then I kind of like pull back. It's like, okay, that's enough. you know, because again, right now we are really trying to find out what our true north is. And if we keep on interacting with other people, especially us being empathics, and if you're like me, an energy empath and everything, everywhere super sensitive to everything. And you know, it's really, you know, I've got to the point I even tell my mom, I'm overwhelmed right now. That's enough. You know, she's like, okay, I can tell you. I'll tell you. That's it. That's enough until we really get a true north, as they say in psychology. Really knowing what's north for us, what's our driving force like the star, to know and help us know where we're truly going, where we really truly align with our heart's desire. Right now, I would tell some of you all that, again, maybe feeling bad. Don't feel bad that you're in that place. Don't feel bad if you're not kind of talking to friends like you used to or whatever like that, because it's a great shift that's going on. We're trying to make sure that when we use the paintbrush, we understand the process. We want to make sure that when we use the paintbrush to color our lives in living color, that we are not finding other things bleeding through that were from the past. We are making sure that when we are using the paintbrush, we're using the right techniques that gets us the best effect, that is more so quality over quantity, or how many strokes and how fast we can get the wall. We know more about that anymore. It's about really building and developing and making sure that we're doing everything within us, that we are divinely building, rebuilding ourselves so that we could truly be the divine version that spirit, ourselves, wants us to truly be. All right then, happy Saturday. I hope that this message resonates with someone. Again, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to this channel so that when the messages do pop up, you know, when I do come on here, you could be able to get the notification and know that I've got a divine a channel message the spirit has brought to me. All right then, go out there and we'll see with you and your paintbrush. Again, let's make sure that we are cleaning our brushes so that we can be able to have a clean slate, a new canvas to paint on for 2023. All right then, until next time, love you. Stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste and Namago.